And yes, Shieldsy, as you say, let's get this party started. Such as our partying is, it shall now start. Midweek party. It's hump day. It's now getting towards my last couple of days of work before I take 3 weeks off. And it's good. It's good. Stella, good evening to you. You see, I've been intending on making a cocktail video or videos tonight. Oh, and I kind of fucked up. I went and made the wrong one today because actually I have quite well planned out 3 more Christmassy themed cocktails. Well, not even Christmas, seasonal themed cocktails for next week. Monday's the solstice. So I looked up what all the things that people reckoned were solstice cocktails, and I came up with something that I liked the sound of it for summer solstice. Oh, nice, Stella. Celebrated your Christmas break by having a 4-hour nap. That is absolutely legit. Oh, man. Shieldsy, you feel like you're being run over by a Mack truck. Oh, damn. That's not good. That is not good at all. So I'm going to make a solstice cocktail with a Australian summer gin I have, and make it a bit fruity and a bit bright. But I made this. I know why I did it, because I got this rum I ordered, got delivered today. It's 75% alcohol, which makes it one of the most alcoholic things I have. I've got absinthe that is 80% and something else that's, I don't know, that's probably somewhere between 60 and 70%. So the rum's probably stronger than it. Yeah, so I wanted to make a thing. I was thinking of Seinfeld Festivus, which I think is Wednesday. Festivus for the rest of us. And so I came up with the idea of making a cocktail with some of my very strong spirits and calling it the Feats of Strength. Oh, that's Aidsy. I know from all day, but here he is. Oh, no, I forgot what I was doing there. Assume he's saying, yes, here we go. I'll send him the link so he can join us for a festive live stream. Shaboopy. There we go. Yes, Shieldsy, say his name 3 times and he shall arrive. Alrighty. So, yes, the Aidsy Meister should be here soon. Somewhere between now and an hour from now. Who knows? It can be a bit mysterious. The vagaries of Aidsy's lifestyle. But yes, so I actually made and milk clarified a drink with 4 of my strongest spirits in it. I meant to put absinthe in it and forgot. And I'm super annoyed because I went through the whole thing of milk clarifying it. I could redo it. I'm just thinking. Is that what I want to do? I could redo it. How annoyed am I that I didn't put absinthe in this drink? Not that annoyed, honestly. Maybe I'll leave it. This is the thing I've been struggling with all day. I did this behind the scenes stuff today, and I'd meant to put some absinthe in the drink, and I forgot to put absinthe in the drink. And so there it is, sans absinthe. Oh yeah, Stella, because I always look up what has someone declared today to be, and someone declared today to be Barney and wait a sec. speaking of a backlash, here's AD.
Hello. Hello.
I'm just explaining, and you might be on board for this. I found out today is Barbie and Barney Backlash Day, and this was invented by some. Whoop, you got aliens calling you. This was invented by some parents who were shitty at really annoying or in some ways questionable kids' toys and entertainment. You criticized Barbie for, the unrealistic body image thing that can cause problems for some little girls, and just Barney the Purple Dinosaur because he's so shit and his show was so shit and the songs on it were so shit. Just some parents who got sick of both of them decided to have a day where you say, these things are shit and I hate them. So it's Barney and Barbie, Barbie and Barney Backlash Day. So there we go. Shields, you got the FTCC fiber, then your little cop of the house. Well, that's okay. That's not bad at all.
Right. Okay.
You're staring at the screen really
trying to listen to
fixedly.
you through the flutter. It will disappear.
Okay.
I'm still trying to understand what you're saying. So if you just keep on talking, it'll
Sure.
go away.
Sure. So, yes. So that's what Barney and Barbie Backlash Day is. And I'll also think it's leveled out, has it?
Yeah. So Barney and Barbie Backlash Day.
Yeah, for parents who were sick of Barbie as the archetypal girl's toy with its bad body image message, and Barney the Purple Dinosaur just for being really shit.
Right.
And it's basically for parents to vent and say, I hate this really shitty stuff for kids.
Well, because I am now in a committed gay relationship,
Yes.
I am forced by law to exhibit misogynist tendencies.
Mm-hmm.
And women who do not display Barbie-like qualities. And in fact, twinks who don't display Barbie-like qualities in fact shunned by my community. And I can't get behind Barney and Barbie Day, because Barney, when a hole is drilled into it, can suffice as a fleshlight for young.
Oh, he's just all soft and spongy. I don't think you'd even have to drill a hole in him. You could just find some ridges and fuck those.
But drilling a hole in something gives you gives it,
I just think there's probably already a hole where the actor crawled inside the suit. So, and
and there's probably a hole in the actor.
Yeah, exactly.
So, if we put the bathroom flap down.
Yeah, that's probably where the hole is.
Kent, you're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
You're reading comments that I've now just upset a lot of people, huh?
Okay. Sorry, you froze for a second. That's okay.
Yes,
I froze for a second. I don't know who froze.
We were in a time lag that was given to us by the gods,
right? Yeah.
To maybe let us think about what we're saying. Maybe let me think about what I'm saying. Saying, that the whole gay community is misogynist is not right, because not all gays are misogynist. Fucking most are. Jesus Christ. I fucking tell you, you get with the queers, man, and it's fucking, fucking bitches this and bitches that. And it's like, and I often find myself going, guys, can we maybe bring it down a little on the old hatred of the women thing? And they look at me like, what? And I go, because it takes two of them to make one of us. you know? And then they look at me again. And then they look away, not saying anything. And you know, oh, you fucked up now. When they look at you and don't say anything and look away and start talking about something else. Like when they don't even deign to give you a shit give. It's like, oh, I'm fucking shunned and out. And little things happen, like, you know, they pour lighter fluid on you and burn you, and kick you to death in the car park. Little things to let you know that maybe you've crossed the line. You know, sew your lips to your eyelids, things like that.
Just pranks.
Just pranks to let you know, they spill the soup on you and then cut your scalp off to do monkey brain eating.
Yes.
And, yeah. But fuck, I do actually have to pull up some of my gay friends occasionally saying, yeah, that's a little more misogynist than is comfortable for you. And I say you, it's more uncomfortable for you.
Yeah.
And they go, why me? And it's like, well, you're about to walk out into a whole world of women. And if you keep on thinking they're just dirty sluts with bacteria-filled slits, you're going to be uncomfortable. Where if you think they're people with imaginations and lives and, you know, a possible fag haggery, then maybe it'll be a life worth living. If you go and think it's bitter and horrible, then it's going to be cool.
No, I see where you're coming from with it. Actually, you should see the gayest shirts I got today in the mail. I ordered them off a website because they was. Do you want to see them? Because they're great.
I do. I really do.
All right. I got a caftan. This site had caftans, like really light summer weight caftans. And for this, I'm at home, not going anywhere. I don't commando under a caftan. Is what I'm saying.
Now I'm erect.
Yeah, I know. Wait. Okay. I'll just get them. They're just here.
All right, I'm going to start AZ cooking on the dial. So I'm going to begin that process now.
All right. Shit. Oh, you're going to cook?
I was.
Well, what's wrong?
I fucking ran out of bread.
Oh, my God.
Shit. Oh, well, that
sucks. Anyway, I'm going to show off my new wardrobe. Where is it? Oh.
Got to show off your new wardrobe.
All right. They're button-up shirts, like summer shirts. I'm not sure how well this one's showing up. It's I have to button them up so you can see them. They bloody fall apart. Hang on. Just take a second. It's all right. You're savaging some bread. Oh, Stella wants me to model the caftan now. I'm in my cocktail making. I will definitely.
The man's cocktail fucking drag. He's not going to model a caftan.
I will definitely do live streams in the caftan, though. Don't you worry about that. All right. So there's this shirt.
That's some gay shit right there.
The Stars and Moons and a big black cat.
Yep. That's
Stars and Moons. I love that one. Then there's this one. I don't have to button it up because it's just a design. I'll show you the back. Then you can see the joint. See?
That is pretty fucking gay.
That's almost a pride flag in a shirt, basically.
It's almost a pride flag. It's almost saying, am I or aren't I? Maybe you should buy me a drink and find out. And
then there's this Celestial Bodies one.
That's not gay.
No?
That's not gay. No.
All right.
No. Bloody, what's his name? The hyphenated curator of the Manhattan fucking
project. Oppenheimer. And this is the caftan.
That's a caftan.
Like, it's full length. It is a full length caftan.
That is a full length caftan. That's bright for a caftan.
It's Joseph and his Technicolor Dreamcoat, as far as I'm concerned.
It is a bit, isn't it? It's a bit. I was once ruler of fucking Egypt, and now I dance around in fire.
Yeah. I like Stella says they're Dr. Carl level shirts. Yes.
They are Dr. Carl
somewhat
level shirts.
aspirational towards the Dr. Carl side of things there.
I might have to I might have to leave you holding the fort for a couple of seconds.
That's okay, man. If you need to do what you do, brother.
It won't be long, but I'm gonna. I've also done something that's made me very angry, but I'm gonna not lose my temper on air.
All right. Well, you go and do a thing that you have to do, and we'll see you anon.
You'll see me anon.
All right. So I'll let you go now, or
no, I'll be with you for a couple of seconds.
Okay.
I've got to just take stock, really.
Alrighty.
And then I've got to go and do a thing. If I'd have known that I was going to have to do that, I would have done that earlier.
Yeah.
And I'm fucking really angry about it.
That's fair. Raiders, a bit of a Nimbin look with the caftan. Yes, that's a thing. Yeah, definitely. Less of the eco-fascist hippie, but certainly there's a vibe there. Oh, and Sel says Dr. Carl's wife makes all his shirts, so the unique one-offs. I actually did not know that little bit of trivia. That is excellent.
His wife and his daughter picks his shirts out for him.
No, well, Stella says his wife makes them. They're all, each one of them's a one-off.
Really? Because he used to pride himself in wearing his shirts that his daughter got for him. And now, hearing that his wife makes them, I'm wondering if there isn't some cross-design going on.
Well, let's see. From the ABC website, share the secret behind his shirts. It's basically 99.99% Mary and just a grateful acceptor. So, oh my God, and there's a sexy young photo of them, and they look so like 80s or possibly even, no, it looks 80s, and they look very sexy. Men's fashion is too boring. So Mary's a clinician and sewing's a hobby. Oh my God, so they've just got a big room in the house that's just fucking bolts of cloth for which she makes shirts for Carl. So yeah, they apparently just went public with it a couple of weeks ago. There's an article on the ABC website from a couple of weeks ago. Wow. So there you go. Carl wanted to make a statement, and Mary wanted to help him make that statement. And together, statements are made, which is nice. Yes, Raiders, you would have said Byron rather than Nimbin, but Byron did get washed away, so it's not there anymore. There is now just an abyss where, if the reporting is to be believed, the beach was washed away, so there's nothing there now. There is just an abyss. But fuck me, Southeast Queensland and Northeast New South Wales got a fuck ton of rain in the last week. Like just devastating flood levels of rain, spontaneous fucking waterfalls, beaches totally swamped, the occasional idiot surfer going, yeah, I'm Bodhi in that final scene of Point Break. Keanu Reeves can't stop me from going out and getting on that giant wave. So, yeah. So that's what people do. I mean, I had friends in Sydney. They would track storms, the tropical storms that came down the coast from Queensland. And because when Sydney Harbour gets too rough, they stop the ferries because it's dangerous. And they lived on the northern beaches. And they used to try and guess, when do you reckon the last ferry's going to be before they... Because they wanted to get on the roughest ferry ride possible. And they jump on the Manly ferry while it's pitching and turning across the harbour, and everyone else is terrified, and they're just like at the forward prow of the boat going, woo! And
those fucking ferry drivers, though, have no fear.
No.
They've fucking seen it all. Like, they'll be in the middle of fucking Sydney Harbour, and then the storm will hit, and they'll go, yeah, whatever. Yeah. And they'll come on the announce, right? Like, everybody's bouncing around the freaking ferry, like, literally. Yeah. Jesus fucking Christ.
The aliens won't leave you alone. Rady's saying it was 1,000 millimeters in 3 days. No wonder it's fucking flooding everywhere. Jesus. And Shieldsy, you're saying you've been around for 800 millimeters in 1 day. Yeah, that's flood times right there. I swear to God, all last summer, Melbourne missed the most severe weather. We had less than 10% the bushfire problem that the rest of the fucking country had. We only had a couple of days of choking smoke in the city, as opposed to Sydney had, I think, a month or two of every single fucking day was choking smoke.
And last time I came back from Canberra, the smoke hit, and
Canberra got it bad. Yeah,
I lost my voice.
Yeah,
because I couldn't breathe, and I could still vape fine, but my voice was starting to fuck off. And I thought, it's just smoke, it'll be right. It took me a week to recover. And my fucking folks were fine with it.
Yeah.
Old bastard.
Well, probably snuck up on them gradually, whereas you just dropped in it.
Going to Canberra tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
I will be there for a week.
Oh.
My iPad, your iPad, is going with me. Hey?
It's the world's iPad.
It's fucking the world. It's the YouTube community's iPad.
It is. It was provided by the love and grace of everyone, and we love you all for it.
Thank you. And
hey, Grasshopper.
It's fucking awesome. I tell you what, you know what I've been spending my days doing? Apart from
what have you been doing?
When I get the shits.
Yeah.
Is I've been by the way, I found out what was eating the data. It's this. It's what we're doing now. That's what's eating.
Yeah, that makes sense. You should not be doing this off 4G. You should
never. But
only do this off Wi-Fi.
When I fucking enforce no corner, I'm forced no corner. Anyway, doesn't matter. Up past that now. When I'm not fucking watching anime, I'm learning how to reprogram shortcuts. Shortcuts get you into and out of apps, and they join apps together to make things happen. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm fucking reading along, and I realize what they're basically teaching you how to do is reprogram your iPad. That's what it is. It's Tinker Toy reprogram, as in blocks, putting blocks together.
Yeah.
You know, they don't let you near any code. But if you have a basic understanding of NOR gates, AND gates, and Boolean mathematics, you're effectively reprogramming your computer. And so I've been spending my days learning how to do that. The idea initially was to make these radio plays faster so that I could go set up the play, set up the dramatis personae, set up, and when I say character name, it'd do all of the font and pasting, and then I'd do the dialogue, then I'd go character name, and then it'd do all the font and pasting, and then do the dialogue. So I'd just be able to go freely and do it quickly, and then go narrator, and then FX stage direction, and do all that in its different formatting. And that's going to be a trickier proposition than I first thought, but I'm really excited about it because I'm going to have to link up shortcuts in nested loops.
Yeah.
Which is a bit, I like that.
Yeah.
Nested loops.
Nested loops.
So, no, I won't have time. I was going to go, oh, no, fuck it. I'll wait till the end of the broadcast and then I'll go. I'm not going to have time. The shops are shut. So I have been spending my days doing that and going nuts. And then I got the word that I'm going to Canberra tomorrow. So everything is a mad rush. And I've got to leave the phone on message because I'm waiting for a guy to come and deliver me some things. And it's got to happen before tomorrow. So, yeah, occasionally I'll be fuck-assing around there. But I leave you now. I'm turning my mic off and I'll be turning it back on when it's time for AZ's cooking on the dole.
Okay, that sounds good. Cheers, buddy. All right. So AZ's left us for a while. Charles, you reckon AZ's looking better? That's nice. That is absolutely nice. I'm sure he's happy that he's looking good. Zeppelin Imagineer, hello to you. Fabulous username. Love it. Yeah, so AZ's got things. Well, AZ's going to Canberra for a week. On Saturday, I'm going away for 4 days. So there will be that period with none of us on the air. I'll probably be on tomorrow night, and I'll probably be on Friday night. Then I'll be away for 3 or 4 nights, depending how long it takes me to recover from my holiday. And then maybe back into the swing of things. As I say, it don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. So, and now I had the brainwave for 3 seasonal cocktails to put on my cocktail channel next week. I'm not going to have the normal time I would have to edit them. So I think I want to do one tonight. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to, when I finish this, I'm going to taste my tingy. Shannon, you want to come on holidays? It's going to be a holiday. I'm just going. It's out past Geelong as a winery that has these nice. They call them eco villas. It's like big open room things. They're really nice. I stayed there once last year. I think they were new last year, and it's near my favorite cider place, Flying Brick. And there's a bunch of other things to see too. Sample. Feeling Sealer, hello to you. So, yes. And it looks like the weather's going to be okay. It might rain a bit, but it's not going to be too hot. So that's cool. And take in a bit of lovely countryside. You know, might post scenic photos on the socials, that type of thing. But definitely won't be doing the live stream. And Charles, you reckon AZ looks years younger? Nice. Yes, and if Canada had locked down like Australia had, then maybe you'd be able to travel. Yeah, well, at least you're, from what I can see, considerably better off than the US. Let's put it that way. Glee, hello. You like the idea of a holiday too? Yes, a little getaway. It would be the only getaway this year. Hardly fucking surprising because for 6 months everything was shut and you couldn't go anywhere. But now I have this opportunity and we shall do the thing. Do some tourisms. Oh, God, I just remembered I fucking had a chance to get some of those stupid travel vouchers and fucking forgot. God damn it. Yes, Charles, setting the US as the baseline is a low bar. They are about to have a real fucking bad time. They may think they've had a bad time up to now, but I fear the next month or two in the US is going to be spectacularly bad. If they are not up to somewhere in the region of 10,000 deaths a day by the end of January, I will be greatly relieved. It's a thing I do not want to happen, but I have a very horrible fear will happen. And I don't even say shitty things like, oh, look, it only happens to Trump supporters and blah, blah, because it's a virus. It doesn't discriminate. It goes everywhere. And I don't even actively wish death on the fucking morons who have bought into the whole Trump fantasy. I mean, they're shitheads, and I wish they'd shut the fuck up. Yes, Felix, who knew Sweden's herd immunity wasn't going to work out, like, apart from everyone? In the first wave, the death rate in Sweden was 3 to 10 times worse than their neighbors, and economically they actually did worse than some of their neighbors. And now it's just hit like major bullshit where it's the first wave is going to pale in comparison. But it's just like, it's obvious the only thing that works is lockdowns, masks, social distancing. Yeah, Charles, there was a time when 3,000 people dying in a day would have been a big deal, but now it's, just Wednesday. Oh, gosh, Glee, the hospital's told you to stay indoors, have they? Yeah, that would play havoc with the Christmas shopping. I can see that. Mind you, I've been doing all my shopping online still. Got 2 packages today. One, my rather flamboyant clothes. And 2, booze. Some quality Queensland rums from Beanley. One under the Beanley name, a white rum, because you always got to have a white rum. And I was running a bit low on white rum. I had where's my white rum? It was like, I think it is from the Caribbean. Saint Lucia is in the Caribbean, I think. And Zen, a 75% overproof rum. So if you see China's anti-Australia after ScoMo announced the search for the COVID. ScoMo couldn't have been handling relations with China worse. He's fucking incompetent. Not that the Chinese authorities are bright and shining angels. They're awful totalitarian shitheads, basically. Our feeler and sealer, a 9/11 every day is going to look tame compared to what's probably coming. Ashoka, yeah, Italy probably had the worst of the first wave. And now they look like they're going to have a bad time again. Glee, you can't give the grandkids rum. I don't. It's not all rum that I get in the mail. I got this week too. Did you see this? I was showing this off last night. My bug assault. It's a little thing in the top there where you arm it with ordinary table salt. And then you shoot flies with it. If you get within 2 or 3 feet of the fly, apparently it kills them. We haven't had any flies yet. But this is a toy I got myself for summer. Also, if the Indian minor birds keep misbehaving in the backyard, I'm going to fucking annoy them with it. It won't hurt them. It'll hopefully just annoy them. They might piss off because they were hassling the wattle birds, which I didn't like. Yes, I heard that, Raiders. The COVID death toll is now worse than the World War II death toll for the US, which is pretty full on. Not globally by a long way, but yeah, I agree. It's a fun toy. Annette went straight online and bought one when I talked about it last night. Charles, you don't want to shoot spiders with it because it'll just piss them off. And also, you don't want to shoot spiders. I mean, they can be a bit scary, but they are by and large benign and shouldn't be hassled. Safri, is Trump a lunatic? Trump's delusional, definitely. He's a raging narcissist, the like of which we have not really seen in the open for a long time. He is incredibly selfish. Like, he's weird. I think it's one of those things where cult leaders who start a cult as a scam, as it goes along, they actually start to believe what they say. There's a lot of psychological studies that show that when you're just saying a thing, and like, oh, I'm just going to church to keep the missus happy and that sort of thing, and you repeat a thing over and over, and even though it started off as a deliberate lie, as a scam, you start to believe it yourself. So I think Trump has started to believe his own bullshit, which is frightening. And yes, Charles, Trump's base is fucking terrifying. They really are. Yeah, they are. All right, yes, I'm with you. Huntsmen are good, not bad. You can put them outside. They're just scary because they're pretty fucking big. But there was a fun video I saw on YouTube. Someone saying, like, why huntsmen are cool. Like, he's in his bathroom and there's a huntsman sort of near the sink. He's going, some people would freak out and try and catch up with outside. I want to hear. I'll show you why. And he must have had a cockroach problem in his house because he caught a cockroach and he put it on the sink. And he's going, watch this. And nothing happened for a while. And the cockroach does a little scuttle, and the guy's going, like, nudging it and scuttle. And it's like he's going, it's not going to happen. And then this huntsman just shot out lightning fast, and just grabbed this cockroach and back into its sheltered spot. That's why they're called huntsmen, because they are hunter killers. They are pretty flamboyant, really. Oh, yeah. Raiders, that would be hilarious because Twitter is definitely going to ban Trump. I think they really don't want to do it while he's still president, but the day of Biden's inauguration, particularly if he starts posting deranged shit, as he's almost certain to do, they'll just go, okay, threat to public safety and you're not the president, get fucked. They'll be having a countdown for it. I don't know if Zuckerberg has the guts to do the same, because I hear nothing but bad things about Zuckerberg and any effective containment of extreme right-wing violent rhetoric on Facebook. Oh, Shieldsy, if only they would ban Trump from TV. Stop giving him attention. Yes, Raiders, he can piss off to Parler and Rumble. Oh, my God. Parler is hilarious. The safe space for people who mocked people who said safe spaces were important. Safa, is the US the only country with an electoral college? I am honestly not sure. The US is very different to a lot of the world, just in terms of its, population and all those states. I'm not that well versed in electoral systems around the world. We shall have to see. So if you're saying Facebook got sued by the ACCC, I'm not familiar with that one and what that lawsuit's about. But it will be funny when Trump gets banned from Twitter, because he will, because he needs to be, because he's dangerous. He's narcissistic. Are you saying goodbye or are you joining? I can see you waving at me, Aidsy. Can you hear me? You want to come on and...
Back.
Sorry? You're back.
I'm back.
Okay.
It's now time for Aisy's Cooking on the Dole with full loaf of bread.
Ah, magic. Full loaf of bread.
And new butter.
Nice.
And
nice.
surprise trumpets, which we may or may not get to.
Nice. Nice.
And I'm also going to do the spectacular bag fold.
Oh, nice.
For edification. And the
what does it say on the bag? I'm obsessed with.
Oh.
Choose reuse. Oh, okay.
I choose to reuse. I don't.
No.
I choose to put plastic in the ocean because I think it's funny when birds and fish are full of blue plastic.
Fair call. Fair call.
Did you know that in this fucking disgusts me?
Yeah.
In 2030, oh God,
yeah,
there will be more tonnage of plastic in the ocean than fish.
That doesn't sound good.
That is just something, when I heard it, blew my mind. I just thought, you're fucking kidding me. And it's like, nope, that's where all the plastic ends up, in the ocean. And I said, how does all the plastic end up in the ocean? Because I know here we bury fucking everything, right? Or burn it.
Yeah.
And they said, well, you know what, mate? In Asia, they don't. And in Asia and America, that's where 90% of your waste comes from. So Australia's pissy little 1.5% of the world's waste, which is good going for a tiny little country.
Yeah.
Means fucking nothing. And all your efforts of recycling, though fucking welcomed, mean fuck all. What we actually need is a process by which plastic can be, they call decoloured, not bleached, but decoloured in an environmentally safe way, and they think that they can get bacteria to do it. And as soon as they can perfect this, all of the plastic will become much, much cheaper to simply regranulate and use, because you won't have to dig it out of the fucking ground as oil. You'll just have to chop it up and fucking because some plastics only go into some plastics, right? They only turn into other kinds of plastic. Whereas if they get this bacteria right, it'll come out of base plastic, which means it can be turned into fucking anything. And it'll be cheap as nasty. And basically everyone will turn away from oil. And they want this to happen. This is not something that is being blocked. This is something that's being encouraged by oil companies. It's being encouraged by fucking governments. Because I don't know if you've noticed that oil's gone slightly up in price, and that Saudi Arabia has stopped for a number of years now telling the world its oil reserve, which is very telling. They stopped doing it about eight years ago. They stopped saying how much oil they've got left. Now they've got a lot. There's no getting around that. But it's basically it shouts that the numbers are going to go down. Also, the big sign is Saudi Arabia is madly sending young men around the world to get engineering degrees, to get civil engineering degrees, to get infrastructure degrees, and to get fucking technology degrees. They are madly spending money on education around the world. Fucking in my house alone, there are 3 Arabs that are doing, 2 of them are doing engineering and one of them is doing chemistry. And it's like, hello, Saudi Arabia is going, maybe we should get out of oil. And if Saudi Arabia is saying maybe we should get out of oil, then maybe, I don't know. I don't know. But maybe everyone else should maybe start thinking about that. If Saudi Arabia is saying there's no future in oil, then you're going, oh, fuck.
Yeah,
that's think about something else. And the beauty of plastics is once you get them down to a certain molecular level, you can crack them into anything. So not only are they saying you can make other plastics with it, but a further development of this bacteria will mean you can crack it down into the base chemicals, which we use for medicines, which we use for cosmetics, which we use for all kinds of stuff. There is a chemical that you put in glass to make it clearer. It's not just silicate sand. There's a few pinches of other chemical in, and one of them is a petrochemical. There's petrochemical layers on the top of glass, which makes it easier to clean and makes it smoother. They put petrochemicals on the top of, when they make glass, they get tin, melt it, and you've got a bath of molten tin, and they pour the molten glass on the molten tin, and that's what gives you the flat shine on the glass. It's what makes it shiny on one side, and makes it smooth. They also spread this sprinkling of petrochemical on it, and it smooths it right out, and you get optically clear glass, which is why they put little circles on it so you don't run through it as a kid.
Sorry, I worked with the guy who did that. He's got spectacular scars up his face, and we're like, the fuck? And he went, oh yeah, I ran through a glass door when I was a kid. Yeah.
And the thing is, everybody knows someone who either knows someone or knows someone directly who did that.
Yeah.
Everybody did that in the 70s and 80s. Everybody. Now the glass is harder. So when the kids run into it, there's usually this smack.
Yeah, you bounce off it. Yeah.
And they bounce off it, and there's this blood splat on the glass where the kid's head is, and it's kind of funny, because the kid was being a dick anyway. And you go, oh, there you go, little fella. Come on, head forward for nosebleeds or head back. And then everybody disagrees with head forward and head back. And the kid's screaming and wants to start to sue. But anyway, cooking on the dole. First, take your bread.
Take your bed. First step. Justin, considering the news out of Sydney, do I think you should start holiday sooner rather than later? Look, shit can change really suddenly. I think New South Wales has done a very good job in the last 6 months of keeping a lid on things, because you had months of just low-level outbreaks, and they were all contained. And for months, I thought, this is it. This one's out of control. This one, nope. But yes, a sudden few cases coming out of nowhere. Oh, the guy who was the shuttle driver at the airport, that's pretty obvious. The people he was shuttling were infectious, the flight crews. But yes, the two old people on the northern beaches, we don't yet know the source for them, how they would have contracted it, and who the fuck they gave it to, because they were swanning around for a cupola days. Yeah, Justin, the short answer is I don't fucking know. Do I think it's impossible that Queensland will suddenly say we've decided to shut our borders to New South Wales again? No, I don't think it's the most likely thing, but I don't think it's impossible. And who knows? In Sydney, it went from one case to two more cases. And in fact, these two more cases seem to speak to even more cases we don't know about. So I imagine the government and health authorities in New South Wales at the moment are super fucking tense and not getting any sleep and working really long days. And I am still quite optimistic that it'll be under control and managed and whatnot. But man, who fucking knows? Honestly, anything could happen. But hopefully it's under control, and hopefully borders don't get closed again. But we don't know if in 2 days there'll be 10 cases, in a week there's 50 cases, or if this is it, if the lid's on it and whatever. This fucking virus is so unpredictable. It's very hard. It's not very hard. It is literally impossible to be sure of what's gonna happen. So isn't this fantastic? We're super on edge because of 3 cases, and the US had 3,000 deaths in one fucking day. Because we'd been in this magical, we've got no community transmission at all, to, oops, little bit of community transmission. What the fuck? What's happening? And, but, it's the right way to be, to acknowledge we are in this sort of magical, protected state of being at the moment, with large swaths of the rest of the world just being well and truly up shit creek. We can just go, aha. But yes, the number of cases from returning travelers really fucking highlights how widespread the disease is around the world. It's most off-putting. It is most off-putting. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Do you know what I had a dream of last night?
What did you have a dream of?
That a far right-wing terrorist organization blew up a bomb.
What sort of bomb?
A nuclear bomb.
Oh, nice. Well, that's a cheery thought.
During the American pandemic, in order to prop up the South's chances of retaking the nation. And I woke up this morning, I woke up sort of this afternoon, because I had it as a as a nappy dream, because I was looking at programming all day, and then I woke up and went, fuck, don't dream shit like that. Don't dream shit like that. Don't think that. Don't think that.
Yeah.
It's a dumb dream. It's a stupid dream. It's not going to happen. Didn't happen. Stupid dream. Stupid dream. Stupid dream. Like that. And I was terrified for fucking a couple of hours, because I was just thinking, fuck, that would be how to do it.
Yeah. Don't go reading anything about how poorly secured America's nuclear weapons are, okay? Because that won't cheer you up.
Don't go reading anything about how there is currently 149 kilograms of plutonium unaccounted for just from Russia. They don't know how many kilograms of plutonium are unaccounted for from Ukraine. From the Ukraine.
Yeah.
They don't know how many kilograms are unaccounted for from Kazakhstan. And when they went to Uzbekistan to get their plutonium back, it was all gone, including the 3 live missiles.
Whoops.
Fuck. So,
okay.
Yeah,
just to cheer you up, by the way, Charles on Facebook has been saying he reckons you look younger than you did 5 years ago. He thinks you're looking really good at the moment. So,
thanks, Charles. The thing is, Charles is probably right.
Well, yeah.
I was in a lot of trouble many years ago. Before I met Boss of the House, my doctors weren't very happy with me. And I wasn't very well. and I was continuing to be not very well. And I was fucking predicting when I was going to crash and go into hospital to intensive care, and I was pretty much right on the money. No.
Yeah.
No. That's not what we want. And I was green. I mean, fuck, let's face it, I was green.
Oh, yeah. Greenish.
You know, greenish. Fuck.
Greenish.
Anyway, now putting the butter on the bread.
On the bread.
You use this tool.
This tool.
This tool.
All right. Yeah. Oh, yes.
At stretch, if you're a bachelor, you can use this tool.
Improvise, nice.
But don't do the rookie trick and scoop the butter this way. You always scoop the butter that way, and spread it on like that at the back of this tool. But this is the tool you want for spreading butter.
Oh, Feeler and Sealer reckons if you shaved, you'd look about 30 years old. So, yeah. Food for thought. Whereas I've got all my COVID long hair and no colour, so going grey action happening. But that's all well and good. I don't mind that. Possibly time for me to act my age, as the saying goes. My little household thing I'm doing is I made a milk clarified cocktail earlier today. And when you do that, add your cocktail to milk so it separates into curds and whey, and then run it through a filter. The milk curd fills up the filter and actually does the clarifying work, renders the cocktail visually much clearer, and really does interesting things to the taste too. And I clarified this with coconut milk, actually. And I'm not sure that you really call that curds because it's not from milk, but it's from coconut milk. But it's a similar byproduct. It's quite sweet. I'm just going to chuck this in the bin. Now, that's me done with my kitchen stuff.
Hey, Angry, question mark.
Yeah.
Are the curds alcoholic at all?
Yeah.
So you could technically distill them as a distillery beer.
You could do something with them. I mean, Mrs. Angry puts them in desserts, so you get sort of boozy desserts then.
Nice. So it's kind of an alcoholic yogurt.
Yeah, it's somewhere between cheese and yogurt. Yeah.
Yeah.
As someone explained, what's that Indian pseudo cheese? I forget what it is, but they do this thing. It's basically cheese curd. It's a bit like, so somewhere between yogurt and cheese. Mrs. Angry puts it in rice pudding and bread and butter pudding.
Nice.
Feeling is there a cocktail that would be great for dunking cookies in? Oh, there are lots of milky and creamy cocktails. Definitely. There are heaps of them. Just look up cream cocktail or whatnot. And you get cream liqueurs as well. I've got a cream liqueur actually, I've got two different sorts of creamy liqueur in the food. But this, see how clear that is? That had a really dark rum in it. It was a dark brown rum. And clarifying it takes out all the color. So if you want a milk and cookies cocktail, I'd just look up cream cocktail recipes. Or use a cream liqueur in the thingy. Be good for dunking cookies in. So this is made up of really strong spirits. Wow, it smells really interesting. Oh, wow. That's that rum. Jesus, 75% alcohol rum. Which I couldn't resist getting when I saw it on special. Ashoka, you reckon a B52 and cookies? And Charles, if you want the best pina colada, get a young jelly coconut, lop the top off, pour your rum, pineapple, rinse and repeat as you drink. Jelly absorbs some of the alcohol and becomes a boozy snack. Nice. Put the lime in the coconut and drink it all up. Except that's the rum and the pineapple. And drink it all up. Doctor, can you leave a body ache? It's the doctor. Now I've got that song stuck in my head. Now let me hold up for a minute. You put the lime in the coconut and drink it all up. Charles, that's called a panty banger. That's right up there with calling a drink a leg opener. Dear. Goodness gracious. Okay, I was half toying with going into one of these street things New Year's Eve in Melbourne, but I don't really like the sound of it. So in B52 is a shot in a lot of cases. Bailey's, Grand Marnier, and coffee liqueur, apparently. Like, the cocktail is coffee liqueur and Bailey's and orange curacao. Okay. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, the Bailey's and the Kahlua. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Creamy liqueurs. Creamy liqueurs for different things in. A panty banger is a Trinidadianism. Caribbeanism. That's it. A Caribbeanism is easier to say than a Trinidadianism. Although I said Trinidadianism then. So there you go. I got it. I forget who I first heard the joke. Actually, I think it was one of the lecturers Aidsy and I had at college. Said yes, I've got this particularly fine wine from France called Le Gopinard. Okay, cool. God, I'm really in two minds about this one, whether to make it again tomorrow. Because I meant to put absinthe in it and forgot. And I don't need it ready till midweek next week. But I need to do the solstice one tonight so I can have it ready and uploaded before I go away. And have a timer on it. Schedule it to go live on Monday night. And hopefully don't fuck that up. Because sometimes I find YouTube confusing. Oh, Phil and Tilly, if you want to upscale the B52 for a mug and not get totally shit-faced, just make it 50% milk. I think that is the French spelling, Phil and Tilly, Le Gueux-Pinard. I think you know that wine as well. So there you go. What's my phone? So I came up with, I found a few things that looked interesting online with these cocktail recipes and then did my own tweaks. So these are technically original cocktails. My summer solstice, summer gin, sweet vermouth, cassis liqueur, a special syrup pot, and lemon juice. So, feeling silly, some milk. Look, I leave it up to your discretion how much milk. You can either just make the entire mug of Bailey's and what was the one, Kahlua, or 20% or 30% milk. I leave that up to your discretion. Or eggnog. Maybe there's something you should put eggnog in. I've got some eggnog. I don't know why. So Ooh, there we are. The haute cuisine going in the microwave. Noise. So I'm gonna make a cocktail. Did I miss any news today? What happened? COVID cases in Sydney. Oh shit! They better not shut the West Australian border. Kirsten was going to see her mum. No shit. Okay, Australia-China trade dispute. Severe weather warning moving down to Sydney. Oh yes, our state attorney general quit to spend more time with the family. Hopefully that's not the euphemism of they did something terribly wrong and they do just genuinely want to spend more time with their family. Zeppelin imagining you think it sounds good even though you don't drink much alcohol. That's okay. You can appreciate it vicariously. South Australia's opened its border. Donald Trump continues to be stupid. Car crash in a school. Someone going to jail for killing Angry Anderson's son. Gosh. Ooh, Category 5 cyclone. Going to hit Fiji. That's not good. That's not good. Ooh, people highlighting China and its terrible treatment of Uyghurs, which is a Muslim minority inside of China, gets treated really badly. So, yeah, looks like we're going to just continue to have fights. Oh, here it is. The ACCC taking action against Facebook. What's this about? The consumer watchdog for misleading and deceptive conduct relating to a mobile phone app. Its app, Anavo Protect, would keep data private, but instead it used the data commercially. It was a free app with a VPN, but Facebook collected and aggregated user data. Which is just classic, isn't it? Just, oh, look, here's a free VPN, no strings attached. And they just fucking harvest all your data. It's ridiculous. Safi, you probably cannot fly through China to get to Russia anymore. That's probably true. Raiders, that's a fun one. I didn't hear that. Trump's national security advisor and his wife decided to take a trip around Europe during the lame duck period and got called out for it. I did not see that. A bunch of stupid shit is going to happen between now and January. Like, Trump's gone mad for executing people. He, in this year, has executed more federal prisoners have been 30 years, and he's continuing to do it now, and the executions he wants to happen, and that's the thing that basically never happens. An outgoing president does not do anything as extreme as order the execution of a federal prisoner as they're leaving office. So I don't know where that came from, but Trump and his sudden fetish for executing people, that's a fucking weird one. Don't know what's going on there. So
he used to be a judge in Australian colonial days who had who ejaculated every time he sentenced someone to death. And there were a group of judges who would grab those people who were sentenced to death and commute their sentence to deportation to Australia. Because at one point he sentenced a girl of 13 to death for stealing the hem ribbon from a lady's dress, when it was pretty clear to everyone involved that it had got caught in her wrist pins from her frill, and just dragged out as she went, and she didn't even know she had it. And then they grabbed her and said, "You stole it." And she said, I didn't know I had it. And the judge sentenced to death, and the other judges went, "Yeah."
That's a bit prolonged.
So she got sent to Australia. She was 14 and a half when she arrived, and she was 103 when she died, and said, "Australia's changed a lot in the time I've been here."
I bet.
She was in Sydney, and she'd lived in the rocks for most of her life, and she died in not Westmead Hospital. What's the northern hospital? The Royal something. Royal Alfred. She died in the Royal Alfred, and she was a great source of history of colonial and blah blah Australia. She died in 1903. Wow. Fucking wow.
Yeah, that's a wild ride. Yeah.
There's a fucking, because imagine what happened in that time.
Oh yeah.
In that time.
Yeah. That 90 or so years, yeah.
Yeah. And then the next 90 or so years would fucking make your head spin. Jesus, the last fucking 20 years. When you and I were kids, did you imagine the internet?
No. Then again, I'm not William Gibson, so...
Right. I'm not William Gibson either. I looked at William Gibson and thought, that will be so cool. And did you imagine radio-held communication that everyone would have?
Did I imagine this thing that did music, communicated, took photos and video, was a more powerful computer by orders of magnitude than anything NASA had, taking up a whole room? No, I did not imagine little glowing bricks that had the power that this thing has.
Yeah. So much so that you can't leave home without it. If you leave home without it, you actually turn around and go back and get it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yes. Yeah.
No question.
Yeah.
That happened when you and I were legally and socially able to have children. That started then. Yep.
Phil Suter, how you doing, buddy? Sorry, Phil Suter's just in the chat, so I thought to say hello, AZ. So,
hey, Phil.
Charles, the anxiety rectangle. I did see that phrase, like a fun meme with that one time with someone like with their, like Tumblr update. I lie in bed wondering, why can't I go to sleep, as the glowing rectangle beams all the horrors of the world straight into my eyes non-stop. It's just like, yes, we do inflict a lot of unnecessary stress on ourselves. Phil, I'm doing pretty good. AZ's a trooper. He's still going. I think the two biggest anxiety-inducing events, let's say, of the last 4 years, and they're fairly obvious. COVID, obviously, and particularly in the early stages, I was quite freaked out. I mean, I'm still freaked out. We still don't know what's going to happen. The early stages were quite difficult. But when Trump got elected in 2016, for 2, 3, 4 nights, I had a lot of trouble sleeping. I was really troubled by that. And it was not without reason, as it turns out. Because things fucked up, with Trump and committing his carnage that he commits. So, what I'm going to do, I am going to set up to make this cocktail because I do need to do this tonight to have a sort of schedule happening. So Shoku had text message boards in 83. If you had the right sort of phone and modem connecting shitty, you could mid 80s, you could connect to dial-up bulletin boards, text where individual characters of text loaded at about the same speed that high definition video loads now. Where you type stuff and you'd actually see the letters go one by one.
And then they introduced porn, and what would happen was you'd get a picture and each line would load at the speed of 30 seconds. And so you'd get line after line after line. I'm talking about a pixel wide. And it would take 15 minutes for you to see that she had a full bikini on, and you just wasted an hour.
That was the 90s.
That was the 90s. Man, I've seen guys nearly punch screens, CRT screens, because of that, because they'd actually taken out their credit card and given it to Russians. Don't do that. That was something that took us till the 90s to learn.
Yeah. There was a scam at one point, 90s, early noughties, where it was like, and that was before, like, those pirated porn sites with the free porn were everywhere, where it was actually a little bit difficult to get much porn online without paying for it. People would say, like, oh yeah, free porn, just download our connection software. And this was in dial-up days. And it was dialing you to a long distance number without telling you. And they were making like $10 a minute.
Bank on your call.
Yeah. And you wouldn't find out till the end of the month you ran up $1,000 on this dial-up because you just thought it was dialing up the internet, and it was dialing up somewhere in like Trinidad. And
but also too, early bulletin boards, you'd have to dial up. If you were in Bathurst, you'd have to dial up Sydney Uni.
Yes,
it was all STD.
Yes.
Who knows what STD is now?
Yeah. Subscriber trunk dialing, which is a weird thing. Raiders remembers loading Samantha Fox images very slowly. There were two sorts of decoders in the 90s. One was the one AZ said that literally did a line at a time, like a line of resolution time. The other one would display the whole picture in incredibly low resolution and then slowly refine it over a period of 30 minutes, get less and less pixels, and I mean more and more pixels. And they were both kind of equally funny ways to try and see porn.
It was ridiculous times. Ridiculous results. And then just the algorithms got so much better. What actually happened, let's be fair, let's be honest, was Google. Google happened. Because before Google, you had a thing called Dogpile. And what Dogpile did was got all of the search engines and put them together.
Yes.
And you, after a while, everyone stopped fucking around and just went dogpile, because you'd get something close to what you wanted from everywhere, and then one of them would nail it, and then you just go there. And dogpile was the first thing to learn about what this question meant.
Yes.
And then it would put that up the top next time that question got asked. And the trouble with humans is that they're very, very, very repetitive. Humans ask the same shit all the time.
Yeah.
And as a result, Google made a killing. I think Google bought Dogpile, didn't they?
Quite possibly. Because I remember when
them or killed them.
Like Alta Vista saying, "Oh, look, we're great. Someone searched this term and we found 10 million matches." And Google were the first ones to say, "That shit. We want 10 matches that actually answer the question, not 10 million things that have those random words in them somewhere." And that was the big shift that Google did.
That was the big shift. That was the big revolution. Is you could actually get what you wanted. And Google said you can have 10 answers a page, but you can have 100 or 1,000 pages. If you want to keep digging for the exact precise thing, it's there. If you want to keep digging, but it got better and better at putting the actual precise thing up the top. And I remember when I started training comics, I had a lot of trouble getting them to research stuff, because I said, you've got to look beyond the first page of Google. And if it wasn't there, it didn't exist. And I said, no, you've got to look at least 3 pages in. And they go, oh, that's effort. It's like, it's a click of a fucking mouse button. Get a life. Well, how do you go when the remote's too far away? Oh, it's all the way over there.
Yes.
God.
Yes. But
we've all had those days. We have all had those days. I'd stop watching Brady Bunch, but it's all the way over there. And then you find out Powerpuff Girls is on us, be like, oh, spring in the step, grab it, bing. Here we are, Power Girl.
Yes.
What?
No, that's good.
So this is we're going to go. What you've got here is a sandwich that has cheese and barbecue sauce in it. A perennial favorite around here. And it's been microwaved for 1 minute and 40 seconds on a standard power microwave. It's a hot feed, but an easy feed. Goes well with coffee, milk, and 8 sugars.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, if one wants to cool down, there's always Barocca fizzy water.
Barocca fizzy water.
Now, you don't actually buy Barocca, you buy the supermarket brand Barocca, which has got exactly the same ingredients in it. And is much cheaper. So I remember someone who was hassling me the other day of going, why are you drinking fucking Gatorade and smoking cigarettes? And it's like, well, I'm sucking down steam and I'm drinking vitamins. It's not bad. It's not that bad. But it was okay because the viewers fucking monstered him. Thanks. But, I am allowed to be criticised. It's cool.
Yeah.
But also you're allowed to monster whoever the fuck you want. You were fucking offended for your friend. I can't stop that.
So I'm going to make a cocktail. I'm going to make a cocktail. Do you want me to leave the microphone on and you can...
Fucking oath. We want to see your style. We want to see your jam.
Alrighty. So I'll turn the speaker off so I won't be able to hear you.
Okay.
So, but you can still talk. Yeah, you can do a run of commentary. Yeah. So no, what the fuck? Clicked on the wrong thing. Okay.
This is always the best part of any video with Angry.
So I'm going to turn the camera on. And my audio recorder on. Remember the sexy little audio recorder? Still going after 10 years.
Fucking oath. And you used to put it right next to me because I was too fucking soft.
Start the recording.
In the voice, not necessarily the cock. So lately, you know.
Doesn't really mash. All right. Here we go.
Always the best bit of any video with Angry.
G'day, cocktail lovers. I hope you've been keeping well. Hope things are as balanced as they can be in your world. We're all over the place in different parts, different levels of stress, different levels of the old COVID and whatnot. But hey, let's take a few minutes out to enjoy a cocktail. I'm putting this up in the week.
Cocktail right now.
So why not do some more Christmas or seasonal themed cocktails? It's seasonal themed cocktails this week. Purely Christmas last week. This week I'm going seasonal because it's the solstice in my part of the world. It's the summer solstice. We get the longest day of the year. The real herald of you're in summer now, boy. And in the northern hemisphere, the winter solstice, the shortest day of the year. Chase away the night. Your days get a little bit longer every day.
The sun.
So either way, it's always been a symbolic measuring point for humans if we look into history.
Both
and
solstice, by the way, are festivals
and of course, if you're having a winter solstice,
everyone,
you have all these winter vibes, maybe wanting something a bit warming, a bit comforting. Whereas here, having a summer solstice, we're looking for, the bright outdoorsy stuff. And I did quite a bit of searching online for solstice-themed cocktails, and I found one that was very close to what I liked, and I improvised a little around this. So this is essentially my creation. It's a riff-based...
Not his creation. He's just fucking saying 3 words. He's a
cocktail.
plagiarist.
So let's get into it. And I'm starting. Yeah, okay, this is another one that would be difficult to copy exactly. A gin. This is a gin-based cocktail. I'm using a gin from the Tiny Bear Distillery, local distillery here, and they call this their Australian summer gin. It's got Australian botanicals in it, things like wattle seed, macadamia, to give it a very Australian feel. But, just use, this is a dry style of gin, whether you go London dry, whatever, whether you go for a local distiller or one of the big ones, a gin you like, basically. But I just thought, summer solstice, summer solstice for me, and I've got a summer gin. So I'm going to do this. So I'm going to start off this cocktail. We are going to do 1.5. Where's my jigger? I thought I forgot my jigger for a second. We're going to do 1.5 ounces or 45 mils of the summertime gin. Right. This bit's obviously edited out.
I love the splurp that happens when he pours it into the glass.
Recipe. What did I say I was putting in next? Vermouth.
How much you putting in? Oh, he's cutting.
The next element is vermouth. If I were making a martini, I'd use a dry vermouth.
You can always tell when he pours like that, he's going to put a cut in.
Sweet vermouth from the Australian makers Unico Zello. This is, well, besides being an obvious red wine-based vermouth, one of the primary flavors in it is yuzu, a Japanese citrus. And this, by the way, very nice. It is very sweet and fruity as well. I'm going to put in 3/4 of an ounce of sweet vermouth. There we go. Very red drink. Fruity drink.
You know what we need is we need some kind of double camera setup.
Keeping up the summer fruity theme, I'm going to put some cassis liqueur in. This is another local product from Mariette. Yeah, you get this style of liqueur all around the world.
I'm going to tell him that after we're
this one's made from Tasmanian black currants. So they're very proud of the local product in here. But yes, a creme de cassis. This is a dry cassis. This one, very nice. I'm just going to put half an ounce or 15 mils of the cassis in.
Blurb.
Now it's dark. Now it's dark. We're also going to add 3/4 of an ounce of lemon juice. I squeezed this a little earlier. Yeah, from a bottle from a shop is fine, honestly. I've done comparisons. It's very hard to tell the difference. But if you can get fresh squeeze, get it, and go for 3/4 of an ounce of lemon juice. The final touch is a little sweetener. You could use plain sugar syrup for this. If you have an oleo saccharum, even better. That'll give it a bright citrusy thing. If you don't know what that is, it's a little time consuming, but not difficult. You peel citrus, whichever ones you have, cover them in caster sugar, leave it for 12 to 24 hours. The caster sugar will leach the oils out of the citrus peel and will form a very thick syrup. And you add the water to that and you have a sugar syrup with a little citrus zing. This one was made to a recipe I found online. I'll try to remember to put how to make it in the description. This is actually a milk clarified sweet and sour mix. You start the normal process with the oleo saccharum, putting the sugar on the peel, but instead of adding water, you actually add fruit juice, the juices that you've got from the peels. Ooh, so you actually mix the syrup with fruit juices, and then that's been milk clarified and has made this really nice sherbety, zingy flavor. This is really quite good. Again, a little bit fiddly, but quite good. I'm just going to put half an ounce of this homemade sweet and sour mix in. Gotta add some ice. We add ice to our shaker, put it together, bang it in hard, and give it a good hard shake for about 10 seconds. I forgot to chill the glass. That's okay. I'm always paranoid about breaking the glass when I do this. That's why I never do it. Like I'll edit.
Understandable.
Where is my? Oh, I'll use my Nick and Nora. That's okay. Need my fucking Hawthorne strainer. Where's that? Ugh. Lose my head if it wasn't screwed on. That's what my grandmother used to tell me. All right.
That's what she said. See, I came back with that really quickly. Right. He's cutting again. You can tell.
I'm just going to strain this with the Hawthorne strainer because this is a summer drink. I don't mind if there's some little ice chips in it from the shaking. Straining it into a Nick and Nora.
Fuck, that looks nice.
Oh, I love that color. That's a combination of the
really
sweet
nice
and the cassis liqueur has made it a really rich, fruity color, which is good for an Australian summer. As far as I'm concerned, let's go for the taste. Oh, yep. Oh, I was just imagining, like, this is really good as it is. What you could also do with this, make a batch of these, put it in a jug, and either soda water or a sparkling wine, and just have a big jug of spritzers, like with friends, just in the yard or by the pool, pouring it into some tall glasses over ice. I mean, it's really nice like this, but when I just got all those fruity flavors, oh yeah, I think this would make a really good spritz. You could just like add Prosecco or just soda water or maybe tonic, and pour it over like a Collins glass with ice, stick a straw in, sit in the sun, and while wearing your SPF 15 plus sunscreen, we don't want cancer, kids. This one really nice like this, but I think it would really lend itself as a highball or a spritz. Just those flavors are great. Those fruit flavors, combination from the sweet vermouth and the cassis liqueur is really good. And the gin is there. It's subtle because those quite sweet flavors have, I guess, taken the forcefulness of the gin. Gin by itself can be quite strong, but those sweet flavors have struck a bit of a balance between all the elements in here. I even forgot I put lemon juice in here. It's like, considering I was winging this a bit, this is really well balanced. I didn't test it before I made it. This is one I'll recommend to you. Pretty simple: gin, sweet vermouth, creme de cassis, or a similar fruity liqueur, a sweetener, lemon juice, and if you're feeling adventurous, in a tall glass with ice, add something sparkling to it, and I reckon you've got yourself a real treat. I'm going to stick with this one. Thank you for coming along for the ride. Hope to see you again soon. So, hey, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, it would be great if you did subscribe. You can hit the little bell so you get notifications when I upload. Tell your friends they should come along. And let me know. Are you having something special for summer solstice or winter solstice? And I hope to see you again soon. Stay safe as much as possible in this wild and crazy world of ours. Look after yourself. Look after people around you. Try and have a good time. And I'll see you soon, hopefully. Cheers.
Cheers.
And that's that. Right,
Turn me back on.
I feel good. Turn my speaker back on so I can hear what Aidsy might be saying to me.
I said so many things to you.
I got to turn my camera off. Sorry.
You know what?
Turn my
camera off.
Quiet, boy. I was turning my camera off.
Oh, because that's what I was saying. I was saying to the peeps, what we need is a second camera looking at your hands making the cocktail. And I'm guessing
but this area is messy as fuck. Like, all the cool kids have like a home bar set up, and I don't. It's messy as fuck. So what I do is I make the cocktail a second time. Like, I'm going to make this tomorrow in this mixing glass. And I'm going to shoot close-ups as I pour the things into it. And so I do cutaways. I've got me saying bloody bloody.
We saw all the cuts. And I pointed them out.
Yeah. Tarek, hello, singing the old Angry Aussie song. I've got it. I could play it. So everyone likes to see that going into the glass thing. And if I had a better setup, I would have a second camera as I do it, but I don't. So what I shoot it, I make it again. And I've got a high speed setting on that camera. So I shoot a close up and then I can slow it down. So you get those sexy fluid dynamics as it splashes into the mixing glass and goes. So I do that as cutaways. But that's why I often end up milk clarifying the cocktail, because I make it a second time in the middle of the day, and I don't necessarily want to drink cocktails in the middle of the day. And I could just put them in the fridge and have them later. But then I put them in, you know what, just for fun, because I've made it, I could milk clarify this and see what comes out the other end. And
often ends up being really nice.
Yes, it's always
I'm still thinking good things about grabbing all the curds. And
I've got a big container
as a distilling beer.
It would be a very good. It would be a very good base for something like that. Like I said, yeah, Mr. Mango just makes boozy desserts.
So, like, you grab the curds for, say, I don't know, 6 or 8 different clarifications.
Yeah. And
stick them in a beer barrel.
Yeah.
And then you'd heat that. You put some water in and macerate it, and then you'd heat that, and out of it would come cleaning fluid and also different flavored alcohols at different temperatures.
Yeah.
And then you'd mix it in the batch to temper it, and it'd be really good to put into a false flag flavoring vat. So oftentimes what they'll do is they'll stick a branch of oak into a big stainless steel vat to oak age their distillations, or they'll stick different wood shavings or whatever into these big steel fuck off vats to give it natural flavor. And the bastards are put on naturally flavored, and you just go, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
What does that mean? Yeah.
Yeah, naturally flavored. Yeah. The owner's fucking children pissed in it. Yeah, naturally flavored indeed. You could do that and get different profiles because you'd have more control over it. Because you know exactly what's going in. And what I mean is you'd know exactly what's going in alcohol-wise. And you could then profile it how you liked. Is my 2 cents.
That is a fine and interesting idea. I love the sound of it. Tarek wants the old thing. There is, dude, if you really wanted to look, and the easiest way to find it would be to look at videos that are 10 years old or older. Because I did do sometimes full-length videos with that as the soundtrack. I think we're doing stuff like street art and stuff like that in the early days. See, 10 years is not even going back far enough. I've been on YouTube 14 years. Fucking weird. But yes, I've got. I don't
choose now. Yeah. I can't remember anything else. Weren't you in the war?
Weren't you in the war?
Wrong side. Why is it? Oh no, that's okay. I was looking at you and I was thinking, I'm looking the right way. Hang on.
Yeah.
And then I realized, of course, that I had just gotten used to, my brain had just gotten used to looking that way, which is, like I've said to you good people before, looking away from angry. But when I go like that, it looks like I'm looking toward angry, but I'm actually looking away from him on my screen. That's what your theatre training will get you.
That'll do it.
Anyway, ducks have more than one penis.
They have a curly corkscrewy penis because lady ducks have a curly corkscrewy it's cloaca rather than a vagina.
That's right, but their bits that make other ducks also have dead ends to them, and so you'd feel pretty ripped off at you'd organise to screw yourself in there, and I use the term advisedly.
Yes, they literally have to screw in. Yeah.
Thump. Oh, that's a dead end.
Yeah.
Now I've got to get out of here, go back to a junction, pick another junction, and go in there. Yeah. Meanwhile, lady duck's going, well, it's working for me, matey. You just do what you need to do.
Yeah.
And
animals are fucking weird.
mind you, he is sitting on her back. That's always fucked me up when birds do the thing, because the guy bird just jumps on her back and goes, "Just stay there, you'll be right." And you're standing on my hips. This is not comfortable for me, and you've got a curly dick. How does that evolve? I've got curly bits in my cloaca, so fair enough. Okay, we accept that. But you've got a curly dick. You're not. Male ducks like to engage in quite a bit of rape, including dead male ducks. I know, Stella. This is what I'm saying. To be like a lady duck, you'd be going, I'm burning my grey plumage. And I'm no longer looking after the eggs. I'm going out to forage for myself. I want a nest of one's own.
A nest of one's own. I'm going
to the bug zapper, and I'm going to be shitting out literature at about the same quality as the second generation feminists. That wasn't a good thing to say. I shouldn't have said that.
It's out there now.
Bad. And I deserve everything that I get for that. But if I was a lady duck, I wouldn't take it. I'd be wearing a sign. I'd be going on the Sladuck walk every year, saying just because I'm dressed in brown plumage doesn't mean you can take advantage of me. Doesn't mean I want it just because I'm wearing brown plumage. And
hashtag ducks too.
Hey?
Hashtag ducks too. Me too for ducks.
Yeah, ducks too. Yeah, ducks too. Yeah, and you have some mallard sitting there fucking smoking a proper Havana cigar illegally because they flew out there and got one.
Yeah.
And there we go. Yeah, I made my wealth. Making women of little talent very fucking famous. Yeah.
Hello, Kirsten.
I've got the eye. You haven't got the eye. You've got the predatory fucking sexual fucking habits of a producer, you horrible fuck. And the ducks too have fucking got you, buddy. You're going to duck jail. And when you're in duck jail, they're going to clip your tail feathers. And you can't do the song or fly until it all grows back. And then you get out of there and you're all shoulders. And you're going to have weird little fucking feather patterns on because you've had, duck hats in duck jail. And, you're going to pretend to be all cool and that. But everyone knows that everyone in their fucking rat's been up your cloaca since you've been there. You're a pussy. You're a pussy duck. Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
And, you come out there all hard, expecting your lady duck to be there waiting for you. She's not. She's moved on. She's been with a doctor duck now for about 4 fucking years, right? All her eggs now are healthy and happy, and they've got careers. All the previous ducks are all fucking, they're eating.
Yeah.
They're eating, watered down rat sack to get off, and it's ugly. It's an ugly industry.
Yeah.
You knock on some mud banks and there's this dodgy duck. Go, do I know you? Yes, I'm here every day. Yeah. We'll take off all your feathers. I'm not going to take off all my feathers, but you could be armed. I'm a duck. I'm not armed. Just give me some fucking watered down rat sack. Have you got money? Yes, I've got money. I stole a sandwich off a fucking picnic table. Here, look. It's enough for all of next week. Fuck's sake. Just do this before the duck cops come.
Sunbear says most male birds don't have any protrusions at all. I don't know if that means but anyway. Oh, and hi Robot Man Greg too. This is a wild one. I don't know if I told you that I got I ordered a 75% alcohol rum from a Queensland distillery, which arrived today. I 150 proof rum. That's serious pirate shit right there. And I tell you what, I took a little sip of it. That is not a sipping rum. That is really intense.
I see. It's a mixing or
it's a mixing
rum.
Yeah. So this thing I clarified. This is for my Festivus. This is my Festivus cocktail, which I named the Feats of Strength because it's made of strong alcohols. It's got the 75% rum in there. It's got 50 odd percent gin, 50 odd percent moonshine, and the green stuff. You remember the notorious green stuff that was originally Polish rectified spirit, but's been diluted with vodka, so it's of some indeterminate strength now, but probably between 60 and 70%. So this is those four things with pineapple juice, and then clarified using coconut milk rather than cow milk. So it's picked up coconut flavors, and I just taste tested it, and like the rum, that 75% rum smells magnificent. It's got this real burnt sugar aroma. It's almost like, like a creme brulee dessert when they put the blowtorch on the top of it. It's almost it's that molasses burnt sugar sort of flavor, and like I said, just a sip of that was brutal AF. And I thought clarifying it would tone it down, and it has. But this is just an amazing flavor. I can
imagine it would be spec-fucking-tacular.
It's like this is herbal, and
reminds me of one of those ready rooms where special forces from different countries have got together to do a specific mission, and they're all trying to fucking out tough one another.
Yeah.
And they're all fucking, I was there doing this mission. We blew up several fucking, racist name for enemy by looking at them. Looking at them. We farted in their general direction and the whole country exploded. Oh, farted. We pissed in our own place and flushed the toilet, and the continent of Europe fucking fell into the ocean. That's where you get the fucking riddle of Atlantis from. I'm from Europe. So I see we got some fucking punching on today. Yeah. So it just reminds me of that.
Yeah. I just noticed Robot Man Greg says he's got a 96% Polish vodka. It's not vodka, man, if it's 96%. It's this rectified spirit, though. What you do with it, it's meant to be for tinctures. You put something to flavor it in. Like I put herbs in it. Little tip, don't leave it for a long time, because like if you're making a flavored vodka or something, you'd leave it for days. That's what I did with some rosemary in this Polish 96% alcohol, and it just fucking ripped all the flavor. It went this dark, almost opaque emerald green, and it's not so much that the alcohol is too strong, because you can dilute that, but it had sucked so much of the flavor out of the rosemary. The rosemary flavor was too strong. Like I was just using it as bitters for a while. I was literally just putting a couple of drops into a drink to get a flavor. But this was it was 4 or 5 years ago we made this, and I've still got it. There's a little, where did I put it? Here. There's this much of it left. I diluted it several times with vodka to make it drinkable. So it's a really pretty green now. Kind of looks like a mad scientist's thingy. I'd
still love to have someone who went over.
This is actually quite good.
Does it still bubble on your tongue?
No, because it's right down to somewhere between 60 and 70% alcohol. I mean, like, it just smells quite pleasant now. There's just a really light. It doesn't smell like killer alcohol,
right?
and it doesn't smell like too much rosemary. It's just got a really light aroma.
Nice.
But yeah, this has this and the 75% rum and the 50-odd% gin and the 50-odd% moonshine. But yeah, because like with gin, it was a dark brown from the rum, and you do the clarification, and it comes out this really brilliant yellow, like a urine sample from someone who needs to hydrate a bit more. But,
yeah, I just love the idea of this mix being dark brown. Going, this is a warning sign. In nature, if you see this color, you don't eat it. If you smell the smell, it means it's on fire.
I imagine, I haven't tried it yet, but I imagine this rum catches on fire real easy, like real easy. So I might do that for a fun drink, do like a tiki drink with a float of this devastating rum on top and set it on fire. Then you sprinkle cinnamon through it so you get the sparkly effect.
Oh, that's right. We had this trick when we were doing the circus. I told you when we were traveling around, we would measure my bicep in one of the girls' waists, and my bicep would be bigger than her waist. But one of the other tricks we used to do is training the lion to jump through the fiery hoop. And we would get either a couple of paper clips or just a little bit of wire, those bread ties to do it too.
Yeah.
And tie them together and make a hoop, and then wrap. Because we always had our first aid kit with us, we'd wrap a little bit of cotton gauze around.
Yeah.
And dip it in the highest strength alcohol they had. And one of the guys would hold the hoop in his mouth, so pointing up, and one of the girls would grab the shot of, and we used to also put something else cleaner in it, so that it was ridiculously stupid strong.
Yeah.
And everyone was going, "No, you're fucking nuts. No one's drinking that. If we drink this, you'll give us $200. Of course we will." And then, right, we're all in circus, right? So everything's fucking timing and eye fucking contact and motion at once. Everyone does the same thing at once.
Yeah.
And so the ringmaster would go out and get his whip, and we had a little whip.
Just a heads up, it's bedtime, so do the short version.
I'm doing the short version.
Yeah.
Had a little whip, and he'd go hop, hop, crack, 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 and then guy in the middle, girl would light it, guy in the middle would turn, girl would then drop it, and then I would be underneath it, up, and grab the on fire alcohol and boom, boom, oh. And then I'd wait, and then the flame would come out. Looked fucking spectacular. We got our money and we were pissed.
Yeah.
Good night was had by all.
Yeah, excellent work. Absolutely class act. Yes. All right. So it is in fact bedtime. So I'm going to bid you fair people adieu. Aidsy's off to the wilds of Canberra tomorrow.
But I will be bringing the iPad with, so I'll be able to continue the broadcast.
I will in all probability be on tomorrow night and Friday night, all things being equal. But then I'm away and I won't be on for ages. So then we'll probably catch up when you're back from Canberra. Because it's probably going to...
We will be in contact.
Oh, yeah. Just I won't be doing the live streams for, 3 or 4 or 5 days, depending on how long it takes from my holiday.
Beautiful.
So you find people, all look after yourselves, and hope to see you again soon. But say bye for now.